Hey, shalom, shalom. All right, first and foremost, before I get started, I want to give our honor and glory and power to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Hakudash. I want to say double honors to our elders, our great apostles, great millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well, being a great example to Israel. All right, may the elect. I want to say peace and blessings to the hopefully elect on the four corners in the truth and sincerity. All right, the great song that's brought in the bar. All right, just come with a little quick live lesson, the early morning stretch through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shemal Shah. As I like to say, the spirit gave me to say, to give those that have ears to hear and eyes to see. All right, protection, the hedge, a covering, which is a shield. According to Isaiah 33:6, as in wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. All right, which is going to stable. All right, what's going to have us stable in a time of trouble? What's going to have us stable in a time of chaos? What's going to have us stable in the world of trouble? All right, because as the prophets continue to prophesy, all right, continue to warn the people, all right, guess what? Trouble is on the way. Trouble. All right, and that's what the Lord is bringing to Babylon the Great. And it's known as Jacob's trouble. All right, and Jacob consists of you so-called Negroes, Latino, and American Spanish. All right, this is trouble is for you. All right, and if you have the desire to be delivered, all right, out of those troubles, then what's going to be your backbone? What's going to be your escape? This wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of what? Of the Bible. Not the wisdom of this world, because the wisdom of this world is foolish with the Most High. Because you going to get your doctorate degree or your bachelor degree, your master's, you going to college to try to get anything, probably trying to further your life. That's not gonna grant you a seat on a chariot. All right, the wisdom of this world not going to grant you salvation, but the wisdom and knowledge and understanding of the scriptures of the Lord's will, all right, that's what's going to grant you a seat on the chariot, Lord willing, because it's not us, it's of the Lord's will. All right, but guess what? That better our chances by rehearsing the righteous act. That's better our chances by keeping the ways of the Lord. That's better our chances. All right, having the knowledge and having the understanding, all right, and having the wisdom of Yahweh Shemal Shah, that better our chances to be delivered. All right, and that's what we want, that's what we desire as the household of faith, to be delivered and be saved out of the troubles, all right, and the gruesome deaths that's going to occur, all right, in a time of trouble. Now, there was an article that was going around about a woman. I think she was like an actress or something like that. She looked good too. But her own dog, all right, tore her ass up. Her own dog. Let me grab that real quick. Her own dog. And there's been a lot of deaths lately. I know since the last couple of months, it's just been a lot of people being getting put to death by their own family dog, man. A lot of people, children, all right, and adults, all right. The Lord have allowed that dog to maul their ass to death, man. And the scripture speaks about that, all right, how the dogs to turn, the fowls of the earth, to eat on people. See, all this is written, but this ain't even the time of trouble yet, and it's happening. So just imagine when everything escalate and just, blow out of proportion. All right, as an even only evil is happening in the earth. Just imagine then, what type of animals you're going to see, what type of animals you're going to run across, and here it is, you have no protection. All right, here it is, you a woman, you trying to walk to the store, you trying to walk, to do something with your kids, and you run up on a fucking wildcat, a bobcat, you run up on a lion, you run up on a a bear, and you got your kids and it's you, what can you do? Without the protection and the hedge, which is the covering of Yahweh Shema Shah, what can you do? See, these are times that we coming into, and these are times that we got to consider, because it's only one true power can deliver you out of the hands, all right, of any strange thing, and that's the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. So let me, I want to grab this article real quick. I know the elder had put it up too. So let me try to grab this real quick, if I can read it. All right, now check this out. Hold on, Salaki. Dang, how do I get to it? Oh, here you go, right here. All right, it said Texas woman mauled to death by her own pit bull on her birthday. Woo! On her birthday, man. All right. It says ripped her arm off while eating. You see that? A Texas woman died. She mauled to death by her own pit bull on her birthday, man. Judgment. All right? That's straight judgment for the Heavenly Father Yahweh, man. All right? Because when you go into the Apocrypha, it speaks about how the Lord, all right, has spirits that created vengeance. And vengeance goes back to what? Payback. All right? The Most High, Yahweh created spirits, man, to pay your ass back, all right? Which is to bring judgment upon you for what you have done in your past life. And here it is, on her so-called birthday, the Lord put the spirit on that pit bull to tear her ass up, man. That's not scary, that's not fearful. And look at her. She looked pretty good. So you would never thought that would have happened to her. You would have thought that would have never happened to her, according to her looks, according to the things that she had going on in this world. But the issues of death belong unto who? The Heavenly Father Yahweh. All right? The issues of death belong unto the Lord. But guess what? This ain't even, I can't even say the beginning of sorrows. The beginning of mourning, the beginning of death. I can't even say this the beginning. Because the things are seen as normal now. We still able to go to the grocery stores. We still able to, roam freely. We able to, do our thing. So I won't even say this the beginning of sorrows. But guess what? It's happening. It's happening more than once. Now check this out. It's heaven. This is now I typed in, people dying, by family dog attacks, 2025, right? Now it says fatalities related to dogs attacks in the U.S. It said while pets can bring numerous benefits, all right, and they can, because a dog is like a watcher. That's why when you have a dog, when you leave a house, you put the dog inside the house to protect the house, all right? And when you come home, you put the dog outside the house. Why? Because it's going to be a guard, and whenever somebody walk up or hears something bark, to alert you, But now, motherfuckers, especially these women, because a lot of women, they have dogs. Why? Because they choose not to have a man. A women's rather have a dog than have a man. And it's fucked up. But that's the way that these women think. Why? Because of Esau Edom. I blame Eve for this. But a lot of women have dogs instead of men's. Are they lonely? So they need a fucking dog. Why? But they can holler at it, cuss at it, and the dog won't do shit. They can hit on it. Whatever, when they get mad, they can take it out on the dog because they can't take it out on their man. That's how I think it. That's how I look at it. And it's very true to me because I done been around women's, you know what I'm saying, to know that. Right? So a lot of women have dogs because they lonely and they control their dog. And what end up happening? The dog certain breeds pose a certain risk of fatalities, man. So basically, like pit bulls, German shepherds, you know, boxers, because those are considered not like manly dogs, alpha male dogs, so to speak. You know, because of how they breathe. It says report indicate a significant numbers of dog attacks in the U.S. It says as of July the 31st, right, of 2025, there have been at least 48 reports of death of dogs attacks in the U.S. 38 tribute to pit bulls. Man, it said 3 pit bulls attack death occurs in a single month, which is a record of number of what any dog breeds. Among these, in just in July, we in August, so just in July alone, they saying it was over. What it say? In July, just say it's over 30 deaths causing the pit bulls. Man, that's wild. Woo! Weeks ago, it said family dog killed 1-year-old child at home despite mother effort. Again, one dead by dog, man killed by own pit bull, and boy who alleged, all right, holding the pit bull. Now check this picture out. Bad. One dead by dog in 2025. Man killed by own pit bull and boy who allegedly pet pits. So the pit bull killed both of their ass, man. Remember, the Lord said what he got spirits created for vengeance. Let me get that. This is Sirach 39 and 29. It says, let me. This is Sirach 39 and 28. It said, there be spirits that created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore scroats. In the time of the destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. All right, and who is appeased? Who do it appease? It's appease the Most High Yahweh. All right, and appease going to what? To satisfy. That's cold. That's why I say it's a terrible thing to fall in the hands of the living power, because what these deaths do is satisfy the Most High Yahweh. Why? Because it's his judgment. All right, they pour upon these people. That's cold, man. And it says fire and hell and famine and death, all these were created for vengeance. So when you think about, all right, Daniel in the lion's den, all right, when he was put in that lion's den to be eaten by them 7 lions, what the Most High Yahweh do? He hold back them lions. He shut the mouths of them lions. He put it in their spirit, all right, in them lions' spirit to what? to calm down and don't even think of devouring Daniel. That's the power that we serve, Yahweh Shema Shai. But when after that time happened with Daniel and them the ones that try to bring Daniel on them charges, what happened? When they was thrown into the pit in the lion's den, what happened? The lions demolished them and their family. So them people caused them die and their family, their wives and their kids. Why? Because the Lord tapped their spirit back into them lions and they mauled their ass. Alright? So this to show you that the Most High Yahweh, He control all things, which lead me to Jeremiah 27. I think Jeremiah 27 and 5. Let me see. Yep, that's it. The water Yabashma Shah. This Jeremiah 27 and 5. It said, I have made the earth, the man and the beast that are upon the ground. By what? By my great power and by my outstretched arm. All right. And the point is that the Lord Yahweh said He had made the earth, the man, and the beast. And that beast going to the animals, man. All right. Which He controlled. You see? Jeremiah. Is it oh, let's see yeah, Jeremiah 15 and 3. All right, the Jeremiah 15 and 3, and it says, but this bad right here. I started at 1. It said, then said the Lord Yahweh unto me, thus Moses and Samuel stood before me, yet my mind cannot be towards this people. Right? Because Moses and Samuel represent the prophets in the law. And it says, cast them out of my sight and let them go forth. And it shall come to pass, if they say unto thee, whither shall we go forth? Then shalt thou tell them, all right, because remember, the scripture is twofold. All right, because guess what? This is going to happen again. All right, and it says, thus said the Lord Yahweh, such are for death to death, and such are for the sword unto the sword, and such are for famine to famine, and such are for captivity to captivity. And I will appoint over them 4 kinds, said the Lord Yahweh, the sword to slay, the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and to destroy. So that lead me to, you know, like I say in Amos, you leaned a hand on the wall and the serpent bit you, you escaped the bird, and you escaped the lion and the bird met you. When it's going to the judgment of Yahweh Shema Shah that you can't escape. But guess what? This can be literally like you escaping one animal, guess what? You run into another animal. You escape that animal, you run to another animal. All right? Because you start to see, all right, the animals start to come out of their habitat. They no longer in the woods or in the forest. You start to see lions, you start to see birds and certain weird animals, all right, in the cities. But guess what? It's going to escalate. It's going to get more and more, all right, dangerous out here. And we just speaking about animals attacks. We ain't even speaking about, all right, the people. All right, how the Lord going to crank the spirit up on these niggas and crank these spirits on these Edomites. All right, to bring terrible works into the earth. We just speaking about the animals. All right, how the Lord allowing these dogs to tear these damn people up, man. Kill them. You know, but this is the Most High doing. All right, let me see if I can find one more article speaking about the death, and then I'm gonna wrap it up. Gotta take my son ass to school. Woo. Well, yeah, that's it. Well, Lord willing, I can do me a live lesson on lunch. So, Lord willing, y'all bro, sister edified. Let me go and knock this out. Till next time, Shalom, Baba Barbara, Rock, may the Lord team bless y'all morning. All right?